51%. I would have genuinely thought it would be higher than 51%. Hi, it's me again, and there's been a new survey carried out about the TV licence fee. And it's rare for us to talk about the TV licence. No, it's not, is it? It's not rare at all. It's what we talk about on this channel. There's been a new survey. Now, it doesn't say how many respondents to the survey there was, which is always a bad sign because it means there wasn't many. But some of the numbers are interesting. I thought we could have a little look at it today and see what you think. Because the headline struck me as something that I've been saying for a while and I think is the future for the BBC. Just look at the headline, look. Research suggests Brits want to scrap the TV licence fee, but not the BBC. And the BBC should continue as a competitor in the commercial world it is now surrounded by. So I've been saying that for a while. I don't care if the BBC stays or goes. It doesn't change my life any way, shape or form. What I do care about is getting this regressive tax on the people removed. Paying for something which is complete and utter nonsense. You pay your licence fee, 159 quid a year, to the BBC for the right to watch or record things as they're being broadcast, right? But none of the other channels get the money. So without paying the BBC, you can't watch ITV or Channel 4 or any of the Sky channels. How is that a fair and just system? It's ridiculous. Now, I don't care if the BBC stays or goes, but I think the BBC could survive being commercial. ITV turns over 1.4 billion quid a year being commercial. The BBC turns over 1.1 billion a year just from commercial activities from BBC studios. That's not taking into account BBC Productions, BBC Distribution Limited, UK TV, the 5 other BBC commercial companies they've got. Now, showing ads on the telly, bring that right up. They probably could survive. They make some cuts and that and trim the fat, but they would survive. So let's see what some of these stats here say. Where are we? So the survey by WatchTVabroad.com, which doesn't sound like it would be relevant in this whole situation, but we'll let it slide, reveals that 51% of Brits think the licence fee should be scrapped, 33% don't think it should be scrapped, and 16% aren't sure. That's quite a high aren't sure rate. It always makes me laugh in surveys. It's a yes or a no, isn't it? Should the TV licence fee be scrapped is yes or no, and 16% of people said, I don't know. Don't answer the survey then if you don't know. When asked why they wanted it scrapped, a quarter, 28%, said the BBC was too woke. 47% thought the corporation should be able to stand on its own 2 feet, and 39% think the B pays its presenters too much. Nearly half, 45%, don't believe it's good value for money, 41% say it's outdated, and 38% think it penalises people who want to watch and record TV output from other providers. So let's have a dig through it. So the first one was 51% think the licence fee should be scrapped. 51% of Brits think the licence fee should be scrapped. I'm genuinely surprised that I honestly thought it would be higher. I didn't think it would be like in the 90s or anything ridiculous like that. But if I had to guess, if you stop people on the street and you ask, I might actually have to do that, I might do that. Once the weather changes a bit, it's a bit horrible out there in a minute. I might grab a microphone and a camera and go stand out on a high street somewhere in Essex and stop and ask people. Because I would imagine it was in the 60s, probably low 60s, 62%, if I had to guess, would think that at the minute. But it depends if you're asking posh people or normal people, really, doesn't it? People who are struggling with their bills will be like, yes, scrap the bloody licence fee, it's 13 quid a month. When asked why they wanted it scrapped, 28% said the BBC was too woke, okay, 47% thought the corporation should be able to stand on its own 2 feet, which I think's high, and that's right. And I love that stat, that nearly half the people, that's half the people of the 51%, I would imagine, thought the BBC should stand on its own 2 feet. We need more people thinking like that. And I say, I'm not in this to get the BBC cancelled, get the corporation closed down, even though for some of its past problems it probably could deserve that. But that doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me. I just don't understand why you have to pay the BBC in order to watch ITV as it's being broadcast, and ITV get none of the money. And ITV make all their own money through advertising, and they work hard for it, and are incentivised to make better shows to get more viewers, which makes more of that, doesn't it? BBC don't have any of that. Why? Why are they such a special case? ITV is also a public service broadcaster. Channel 4 is a public service broadcaster, much like the BBC. Why are the BBC getting such special privileges? It does not make any sense. And it's nice to see things like this where sort of public opinion is turning around. I think we've still got a lot more work to do, haven't we? The public opinion is turning around. But it also doesn't say how many people were asked. So take these stats as you will. I just thought it was an interesting conversation to have. So like I said, yeah, once the weather turns around a bit, once we get sort of spring way, I'm going to get a little camera that will allow me to stand out on the street. I'll get someone to hold it, put high vis on and make them look official or something. And I'm going to get a mic and I'm going to stand out on a high street somewhere in Essex and I'm just going to stop people passing by and just ask them a couple of simple questions. And then we'll see. Then we'll see, won't we? There's no point me putting polls up. I've put polls up on this channel before, but we're all a bit biased, aren't we? We're all a bit biased. We need random people that we pick off the street to ask. So I am going to do that. That is something I'm going to do. But anyway, let me know what you think about this story and these stats. I mean, take the stats for what they will. But it does show, I mean, 47% of people thought the corporation stand its own 2 feet. I find that one really interesting. Really interesting. Let me know what you think in the comments. And as always, thanks for watching. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Because that way, hopefully, I'll see you in another video again soon. Ta-da!